The GOAT.
Welcome back.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Welcome to Flick Filter. I am Big Diesel.
I'm the Professor.
Welcome to another honest review. And we are talking about Twisters.
Yep.
With an S.
Two.
Two
count
S's?
Two. Count them. Two.
Twins! So, I didn't know I don't remember the Twister movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to rewatch it, but a lot of stuff been happening. Life been lifing.
Life be lifing, bro.
So, I may want to watch it maybe this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it is on Max.
It is.
So that means Twisters is going to be on Max.
Most likely. Well, assuming it's in the same studio.
Yeah.
Assuming.
But I feel like this is not a reboot, but you don't have to watch the first one to understand this one is kind of in its own. I don't know if it's in its own universe, but it doesn't really talk about the first one.
It doesn't. They don't really mention the characters from the first one at all. And I think they probably did that because they didn't want people to feel like they needed to see the first one. But they still
Which I would think you would want to.
So...
Because it would be like, oh yeah, see it on Max.
True.
I feel like that's a part of marketing that they refuse to do when it comes to streaming.
Sometimes they do. No, I think sometimes they do though. Like I've seen on like Disney Plus. This is not an ad, by the way. Like I'll see like, oh yeah, this new Marvel movie out in theaters now. It'll say that literally on Disney Plus. Like, or it'll be like, go.
But
see...
I feel like they don't. No, what I'm saying is when it's kind of something that is kind of a sequel.
Yeah.
Or like there was a one before it, and it's been a while.
Yeah.
But it's on a streaming service. It's like, oh yeah, you could, while you're showing the trailer of whatever, like maybe Bad Boys or Twisters.
Yeah.
You could say in that trailer, oh yeah, Twisters is on Max.
I've seen that though.
I think it's great to bring more people to your streaming.
I agree. I don't think
service.
I see it. I don't see it as.
We don't
often.
see it enough. Is what my point is.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. And
it's
maybe,
not used enough.
And yeah, that might just be a thing where hey, maybe you should go into marketing. You never know. Tell people, hey, we gotta promote this way. Yeah. That's a whole. I mean, we're kind of on a tangent, but that's a whole. Like, people who make movie trailers, that's a whole different department from the people that actually make the movies themselves. Like, when you see, like, for example, if you watch the trailer for Twisters, the people who made the movie had nothing to do with the actual trailers. That's a whole different...
Right.
They have whole studios.
Same thing with Marvel. It's kind of like... It's kind of out of Feige's hands. Mm-hmm. They be putting so much stuff in the trailers, me wearing a Deadpool shirt, and it's like, why are you putting that stuff in it?
Yeah.
It'd be frustrating.
It do be.
But anyways, back to Twisters. This is basically starts off with a flashback. Is she de-aged?
I don't know if they use de-aging technology. I don't think they do that. It's probably just makeup that's a little different. And
but basically, I don't remember her name. The actress's name or the name of her character.
It is Daisy Edgar-Jones is the name of the actress. The name of the character...
So basically, she is with a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Basically, she has a boyfriend. She has a team. And they're basically chasing down these Twisters. And should we spoil it?
I mean, we can. Okay, spoiler alert for Twisters if y'all have not seen it, stop the video, go watch it. Though I think from the trailer,
you can tell.
You can kind of I mean, you can tell
Let's try not to do a spoiler. So,
something tragic happens.
something tragic happens. Yeah. We
We'll
won't
say
go
that.
into detail. But something tragic happens to where she basically does not, like, she gets out of the tornado chasing game
Mm-hmm.
and works from some weather firm.
Weather company in New York. She's in New York.
And basically, Anthony Ramos
is one
is
her
one of
friend
her friends that was from that day,
from I think they're from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and comes back into her life, basically recruiting her to kind of
Work
help
on a project.
work on a project with his company, pretty much.
Yeah.
That he started up.
And of course, she refuses at first. She's like, "No, I'm good out here." Blah blah
Of
blah.
course, typical.
It's good to see you, type of thing. And
Typical, yeah.
then
It's very predictable.
he calls her back. He's like, "I really need you. Yeah, we need you on this project. You're the only one who can save."
Even though it's a whole country full of people who.
But she is smart. Like, she's been doing this weather chasing thing, tornado chasing thing since she was in high school.
But I feel like him just reaching out to only her.
I mean,
There might have been a ploy.
of course, but you know,
He's trying to get them jigs.
but yeah.
But basically, so they basically come in contact with Glen Powell's character.
So yeah, she does accept the call. She's like, I'm just gonna be here for a week, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be out for a little bit.
the typical.
Yeah.
And basically bumps into Glen Powell's character, which starts off the movie where he's pretty much a YouTuber.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
He seems tornado wrangler.
Yeah, they call themselves the Tornado Wranglers. It's very much like a kind of like a. How would you describe them?
Redneck.
I wouldn't even say. I wasn't gonna say redneck, but they have the like very like small town type of feel. They kind of got it out the mud, like country. Like they seem very much like.
So basically, Anthony Ramos is all about tech. It's basically very techy.
Yeah.
And scientific-y, and they're more urban.
Yeah. Even though they have
tech.
They do have tech, but I think their overall look is more country.
Yeah.
Like how they look, how they present themselves. But then when you see them, because when they initially do chase that first tornado, they end up being successful. They have this whole technique, and they end up this thing where the car, their truck, it like latches itself to the ground, and then they end up shooting.
Which is pretty cool.
They do this fireworks thing that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And they're successful in what they do. Wow, Daisy Edgar-Jones and Anthony Ramos. So her name is Kate. That's her name. Kate, character name. And Anthony Ramos' character, his name is Javi. So yeah. So
And Glen Powell's.
he's Tyler. So yeah. So Kate and Javi, they're doing their thing.
What I like about Javi,
yeah,
is what I wanted. So he basically he has code names for every truck, because they'll set up perimeters around the tornado in where they're gonna grab it. Mm-hmm. So one's Lion, one's Tin Man, one's Scarecrow. I don't think they're. Dorothy, I think, is the actual machine, I think.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. Or is it the Wizard? Something. They basically have Wizard of Oz, pretty much.
References.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But
so that's just some character stuff.
And basically you find out that it's a lot of love triangle stuff when it comes to... Even there's a poster to where you got Glen Powell and Kate on the truck, and then you got Anthony Ramos on the other side.
Yeah.
But
I didn't finish my point from before.
oh, my bad.
It's all good because I just didn't want people to be like, wait, he didn't finish saying what he was saying about when they were doing that initial storm chase. Kate basically bombs. She kind of chickens out because of her PTSD from what happened before.
Yeah.
And she apologizes, and Javi still's like, trying to support her, and.
But you can tell, like, the other people, it's not really liking it.
Yeah.
Especially Superman.
Yep. Sorry, I was trying to think of the other guy. We got David Cornsweet.
Yeah, he's basically the new Superman.
He is the new Superman. His character's name is Scott. I don't even think we knew that. Did we know that? I don't know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know any of the names.
Yeah, it's a lot of character name, like Glen Powell, his team. There's a bunch of them, and they all seem like good friends. They seem like.
There's even the girl from Star Wars.
Yep, she's in there. There's another guy who, what is his name?
I don't remember.
He played. So I'm kind of getting off track, but
yeah, you are.
It's one particular character who him and his name is Boone. I did not think that was his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that character, it was interesting because I realized I recognized him before. Him and Glen Powell, they're like really close, but he was also in the movie Nope, the Jordan Peele movie that came out 2 years ago. He was. Did you see it?
I did see it.
He was the guy
at the Best Buy.
Yep.
Really?
That was him.
Wow.
Yeah. And what's crazy, while I was watching Twisters, I thought about Nope for some reason. Not even because of him. It had a similar feel.
Vibe, yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like, I feel like if you've seen both movies, you can kind of see somewhat of a
similarities, but yeah.
And kind of the themes with the disasters, and then like.
Yeah.
Don't
spoil no.
Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's
an okay movie.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Did we do episode Channel 4? Okay. Nope.
But I feel like as a Jordan Peele, I didn't like it as much as us, and I'll leave it at that.
Interesting.
But it was interesting.
You didn't see Get Out, did you?
Get back on track.
Anywho.
But
Twisters.
So basically, Twisters. We are basically. So basically, it's them trying to catch a twister, and then we realize, there's twins. There's multiple. There were some cool tornadoes.
There were definitely some cool tornadoes, cool chase scenes.
I think the only thing that bothered me was they played this very loud, very music.
Oh yeah, the music
was just like
the musical cues were very obvious and very like there were certain scenes where it was like you didn't need it. And I think the movie might have had more
if it had
suspense.
More intense music.
Yeah. If it just followed along with the score instead of having the soundtrack playing these different various songs throughout.
Yeah. It's more like James Gunn does it too in his Guardians movies, to where I don't know if he did it in the Suicide Squad, but he likes to use like 80s music, which it works with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That feels like that's very on their
But
theme.
I hope he doesnn't do that with any of his DC stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of like sometimes you don't need a movie. Sometimes they'll put it in a trailer, but it won't be in the actual movie. And I like that. I don't mind that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to actually, it kind of just takes away from it's kind of distracting.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it is. Like there's certain times where the music makes it better, but then other times it does make it a little distracting. I agree with you in this case. Like,
Yeah, it just depends on how you use the music. It's
Yeah.
very strategic.
Yeah.
But
but I did.
I didn't really like. That's one thing that I really didn't like about.
Mhm.
I liked most of this movie. I enjoyed myself with most of this movie.
Yeah.
But I think
Gotcha.
that kind of threw me off
Mhm.
a lot of times.
Yeah.
I did miss a part.
Are we trying to go through the entire?
No, we're not.
I didn't think so.
No,
Because you didn't want to spoil
I'm
too
just
much.
saying, like, I
Yeah.
didn't see the whole.
Oh, you're saying you didn't miss, or you missed.
I missed a part where I didn't think, like, it kind of slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I gotta do this. I don't like getting up in the middle of a movie, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought it was okay. But then
It was
come
more
to find out,
character
it was
stuff.
still important.
It was important, yeah.
It still was important.
Because it gives you context to why certain decisions are made later
Yeah.
on, and I think when you came back, you're like, oh, why is she with him now? And then why are they?
Which is why I don't like doing that. But
yeah.
it was important. So, but all in all, I enjoyed this movie. I don't know if I liked it more than Twister. I think all in all, that was just a better movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just tried to do too much.
With Twister or Twisters?
Twisters. I think they were trying to do too much with Twisters, trying to make it too out of the box.
Mm-hmm. So I think I liked, because I actually did see Twister fairly recently, probably within the last few weeks.
Does it hold up?
Personally, I like Twisters more. Just personally, I felt like it was a little more exciting. There was certain scenes, and I don't want to give too much away, but there were certain scenes, or one particular scene in Twisters that reminded me of a particular sequence in Twister when you see like the fallout or the aftermath of a Twister in a small town, and just how much it can affect.
Yep.
These small towns.
I think that part, was very, very nice.
Yeah. I think that's one of the better parts when you definitely get to see the more, I guess, humanity or like the human side of certain characters, and you see them helping out people versus like other people who are just trying to be there just for the sake of trying to push their own agenda and career and trying to like do. So when you see the aftermath or the fallout of a Twister, you kind of get to see more of like who these characters really are, right? Like as opposed to the action scenes are cool and are they're definitely needed. Like those are probably some of the most thrilling parts. But then when you really see the aftermath, and that's where you really get to see more of like these characters' personalities and stuff. So. That was definitely something that was you kind of got to see that in both movies, and that's something that I appreciated. Mm-hmm. I do feel like in Twisters, you definitely have more characters and more people doing certain things. And I guess for me, I was just kind of engaged with the movie overall more. Like I felt like the action was better. I felt like they had better action sequences, and I think I just like the characters in Twisters more. Not to say that in Twister
the characters were likable, especially Glen Powell is just a likable dude. Yeah. Like I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's like that in real life, but
yeah, he seems pretty cool. Like he doesn't seem very like quote unquote Hollywood. Like it seems
down
like
to earth.
Yeah, he seems down to earth. Like if you ran into him like one day or just outside somewhere, you could probably strike up a conversation. It'd be pretty cool. Like he just seems like you could just talk to him about just random stuff, and you would have like a cool conversation.
Yeah. I gotta look at the behind the scenes and interviews with him. But yeah, all in all, I think this was a good movie. What's your rating on this?
You always ask me first, or do I always?
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter. I was going back and forth. I would say maybe 4 stars.
Okay.
What about you?
3.5.
Yeah, I was thinking between 3.5 and 4.
Yeah.
So
I think my only critique was the music. Everything else I felt like was good. CGI. There were some parts where you could be like, yeah, that's definitely CGI. But I don't. It wasn't like obvious. Like it wasn't like, oh man, that is definitely a green screen.
Yeah.
You know, obvious. But you can tell like what was probably CGI and what wasn't. But
would you say this is something that the people should see in theaters?
Yeah, if you like the first one, I think this is a movie you should check out in theaters.
Yeah.
If you like any kind of disaster movies or weather movies, yeah, definitely think you should check it out.
Yeah.
If you like Glen Powell in any kind of way, this is definitely a good one. Of his, I think he's been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, he's been on a hot streak.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. So post your comments down below. Let us know what did you think about Twisters. What did you think about our review?
Yep.
And like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends and family. You know,
your dog, your cousin, your nephew, all of them.
all of them.
Yep.
But and we'll see you next time.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.